Hello friends, and welcome once again to the Mechanistic Pharmacology by Dr. Nitin Nema. So today's title for the presentation is Pharmacology of Pyrazinamide and other antitubercular drugs. Friends, this is the last part of the lecture series, that is chemotherapy of tuberculosis, followed by the exercise that is very important as per your GPAT examination is concerned. Pyrazinamide is a first line drug agent in the chemotherapy of tuberculosis. It is one of the pyrazine derivative of nicotinamide. Friends, this drug possesses weak bactericidal effect and major part of it is intracellular. The important point of pyrazinamide is that this drug possesses an excellent spectrum for first 2 months of treatment for tuberculosis. Now, dose regimen, typical adult dose is 1500 mg once daily. Can also be adjusted up to a level of 25 mg per kg per day. Some sort of serious infections, it can be given as 2000 mg thrice a daily. Now heading towards mechanism of pyrazinamide. Friends, this drug affects the bacterial cell wall integrity and affects the synthesis of Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Now this drug enters into the Mycobacterium via enzyme pyrazinamides, which is encoded via PCNAZ. Friends, as soon as it enters inside the Mycobacterium, it converts into its active metabolite, that is called as pyrazinoic acid. Now, this metabolite inhibits the enzyme fatty acid synthase 1, which is responsible for the mycolic acid cell wall synthesis, and thus when this enzyme is inhibits, the integrity of bacterial cell wall hampers, and therefore the synthesis, replication and growth of bacteria also hampers by this drug. Pharmacokinetics of pyrazinamide. Friends, this drug absorbed orally and well distributed including CSF, metabolized via liver and have half-life approximately 6 to 10 hours. It excreted via kidney through glomerular filtration as well as tubular secretion. Therapeutic uses of pyrazinamide, tubercular meningitis as well as leprosy in combination with dapsone. Adverse effects of pyrazinamide. So first, very important side effect, that is hepatotoxicity, which frequently occurs in approximately 15% of the individuals. Friends, as I discussed earlier, that this drug is given in combination with other antitubercular drugs, and therefore the chances of hepatotoxicity is increases more than 15%. Hyperuricemia. Friends, as far as the secretion of uric acid is concerned, this drug interferes with it, and therefore gout also may occur. Nausea, vomiting, fever and anorexia are the another side effects of pyrazinamide. Heading towards its contraindications. So patients with the liver disease and pregnancy is the contraindication of this drug. Now, second line agents used in tuberculosis. Friends, these agents are useful in case of resistance against first line agent. As I talked earlier, that the drug isoniazid, rifampicin, ethambutol, pyrazinamide, they frequently causes the resistance against the Mycobacterium tuberculosis. However, first line agents are safer as compared to second line agent, but due to the development of resistance, these second line agents are used in special cases. So, as I said these drugs are the reserve drugs, either having low efficacy or higher toxicity, or maybe both. These drugs, second line agents, are less effective and reserved for special cases, and they possesses some sort of serious toxic effects also. So, second line agents are subdivided as oral as well as for the injectables. For the oral route, the fluoroquinolones, the drugs is levofloxacin, moxifloxacin, gefloxacin. Ethiamide, prothionamide, cycloserine, trazodone, para-aminosalicylic acid, thiaacetazone, rifabutin and rifampicin are the another oral agents for the second line category of tuberculosis. Few injectables like kanamycin, amikacin, capreomycin may also given. Newer antitubercular drugs. Friends, these agents are approved against pulmonary tuberculosis and they are given in combination with the other antitubercular drugs. Now, these antitubercular drugs are bedaquiline, which is bactericidal and inhibits the enzyme ATP synthase responsible for the bacterial initiation, growth and replication. It depletes the energy store of bacteria in terms of ATP. The typical dose is 400 milligram for 2 weeks and then reduced towards 200 milligram 3 times in a week. Another drug is delamanid, which possesses bactericidal effects, and it is one of the prodrug which converted to DES nitrometabolite via bacterial reductase. The dose is 50 to 100 milligram for its antitubercular effect. So finally, here are the references which I had taken for the lecture. So thanks for watching, friends, and do subscribe, support, share and comment the Mechanistic Pharmacology by Dr. Nitin Hema. Thanks for watching. Thank you so much.